modified version of that. And we're also going to play some track. So I need 8 people to come with me to play track, and the rest of you can...
Baseball. He's baseball.
Okay, yeah. I'm doing baseball, they're doing track. So 8 people come on over with me.
On a throw, it's a push. And one thing that's different about wheelchair sports and wheelchair shot put is that you can use your other arm for leverage. So rather in shot put normally you'd use your left arm to push and then pull. With wheelchair shot put, you grab onto the side of your chair. If they're in a wheelchair, they grab onto the side of their wheel and they pull. Use this arm to pull while they push with the other arm. Normally there's a throwing chair, and we'll show you a picture of that later when we go back to that, but we're just going to get used to it right now. So there's going to be probably like 6 people doing relay races.
So relays.
So if you want to do relays, you can follow Courtney, and everybody else is going to find a chair. Yep. Up under your, okay. The ball goes up under your chin. You want to hold it more in the tips of your hand, not in your palm. And your elbows up. So elbow up, under your chin, arm on the side of the chair, pull forward, push. Not a throw, elbow stays up and you push through. Try to push it as far towards me as you can. Good. Good. Good job. Next one. Practice makes perfect. So really try and get that other arm involved. It's hard, I know, with these chairs, but try and pull at the same time as you're pushing. That's the hard part. So you can really lean back, pull on the chair, and push. Try and make it go straight. And when we run out, we'll come together. Good. Alright, everybody can get our scoop to be able-bodied for the next 2 minutes. Grab your arm balls. Sometimes makes a softball throw if there's more disabled when they're younger. And the discus, there's different levels of discus too, weights. And javelin, there's kind of a modified javelin that they like to use for practice, but sometimes it can be used in competition too. But then otherwise they use the same javelin. And it really has a lot to do with the leaning back and then pulling forwards. So really, because you can't use your legs normally, you use your legs to lean back and push, but obviously they're sitting in a chair, so it's leaning to the side, pushing forward. If I could arch my back right now, I would, but I am wearing back brace, so I can't really go straight back up. So go ahead, you guys can continue. We're all going to work out your PR as well, and then we'll see if you can beat it.
Woohoo! Just be able to move your arms, not your feet. You have to do that up to here, and then you can use your feet. It's much harder on a carpet than on like a gym floor. So that's why I want you to feel how sometimes it's going to be hard over certain things. So it's up to this line, and then from there you can use your feet. You can grab a beanbag on back. The first team to have all 3 and all 3 of their players have. And remember, each player has to use their arms up until here, and then you can use your feet. Alright? You guys look nervous, you're like, oh boy, I don't know how to do this. And then after we'll switch, because this one is smaller than that. And you can do your weight. On your marks, get set, go. And then be careful.
Use your feet.
ties, and the red team wins this one. Alright, we'll put your feet there, and then we're going to switch.
Outs. We try to play with 2 outs, but scoring is really difficult because getting on base is really difficult. We'll talk about ways that we can modify and adjust to that. You guys? Alright, so one real modification for this game is you're going to always have to be sitting in your scooter and until we switch, then you can get up off your scooter and find a new scooter. Another modification is we have poly spots. Those are going to be the bases for the runners. Okay, so the person that's got to scoop over the poly spot, the person who's trying to get the out is going to want to knock over the cone. So that's going to avoid collisions. On second base, we have 2, just in case somebody's trying to go 3 and come back out of it. So no contact, just knock over the cone. We'll consider it an out. Any questions? Just want to jump right into it. Count you off by 2s, and then we'll separate teams. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's go 2 in the field and 1 starting to bench. Yeah.
I need that big Bertha back. That's what I need. Here's the ball first. There you go. She's running first.
Go for 2!
Alright, let's go over coach. He gets a second no matter what.
That's why I was running out.
Yeah!
Oh, trade me. Trade me. Good swing. Good swing.
There you go. Play it.
I won't miss this time.
Save. Oh, we got another at third. Scoring position. Oh, we need a screw.
Keep the cross.
Yeah, and then you just oh yeah, let's do that. Good idea. Thank you.
Who's energy over here?
What is that? 1 out or 2 out?
2.
Two down.
What happens if we fall out of our wheelchair?
Nothing. So you didn't see anything.
Who do I talk to? That was the closest anybody's got to score. Play in the field. Oh, nice.
Go. Base coach right here.
Stay one.
It's a solid base hit. Duck on the pond. Let's go.
My legs are
Nothing's scary, right?
Yep.
You can go 3. You can go 3. It's out.
Wow, big play. 1 down. 1 out.
Bunt.
Oh, B.
But then you don't have to discuss that.
No
What
strike.
is that?
Everybody hits.
Oh, mulch. Oh my gosh, you can use it.
Good breeze.
You can do it.
She's up.
Come on, you can do it.
Come on, best somebody in. Let's go. RBI. Just 2 down. 2 outs. Base hits a run. So close. Any other ideas? Different side balls. Yeah, it's a good idea.
That's too.
Yeah, maybe a bigger bat, that'd be nice. That side of the bat was a little thin. I was thinking too, maybe we could give points for just getting to a base. So if you're safe at first, you get like 1 point. If you're safe at second, you get 2 points. Maybe get points for getting outs. Depends on what we're working on, right? Offense, defense. Any other ideas?
Use a tee.
Yeah. So we could use this in an inclusive classroom, integrated classroom, or just with kids with wheelchairs. We could actually play on chairs. When they do play in wheelchairs, they're usually like on concrete or like a gym floor. There's no like grass or field, so that's a big difference. Any questions? All right, let's go back. Really, at the Human Kinetics table is Wheelchair Sport. The next one by Vicky Goosley, Health3. That's another good resource. Alright, now we have a couple videos we can show you guys so you can get an idea of the different sports that we didn't play. If you look at the back of your handout, there's a description on these sports. There's 4 of them. Sorry about the sound. So we're going to see just how some of the individuals ski. Some of them just have one ski that they use, and they use poles that also have like ski bottoms on, like that. And they use their weight to cut into the snow, and their body and hips to maneuver. And the events are just like the events that you'd see in the Olympics. They're just on one ski, which seems a lot harder to me. Wheelchair basketball, they all have similar rules to normal basketball. You're just in a chair. We all got the chance to play wheelchair basketball in one of our classes. Who did we play against?
The Rochester Reels.
The Rochester Reels. And it's extremely difficult. These people are extremely talented. They can maneuver on those chairs, like turn on a dime. They can shoot from the outside. They can drive on you. The only difference is that every 2 strides that you make in your chair, you have to throw a dribble down. And you can make 2 more strides. You can glide for as long as you want. There's no contact. You got to make an effort to try to get out of the way. Otherwise, there's a foul. See, it's pretty physical. Their chairs are adapted to the sport. The wheels are slanted to give more maneuverability, and there's a thing around their chair to protect their feet. Has anybody else played that? Got to play wheelchair basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Pretty tough, right? So your arms get sore the next day. Yeah. I couldn't like feel my thumb for a couple of days. I don't know why. Another sport very similar, tennis. Play the same way, same court size, same net size. The only real modification with this one is the ball can bounce twice. These are all Paralympic sports, so these are all high-class athletes, highly trained. You see the wheels are slanted too for more maneuverability. And all they really do is they somehow move their hips and they can turn their whole body so they don't have to necessarily use their arms.
If anyone's ever tried to play wheelchair tennis, you'll appreciate how hard it is to turn on a dime like they do, or to get back across the court in time to volley the ball back. Even with the 2-bounce rule, it's like impossible to do if you've never had that much experience in a chair. It's hard.
It's kind of a unique one. Wheelchair fencing, Paralympic sport.
And every chair is made to the athlete's body, so like you can't kind of share chairs. It's made directly for their body. So not only are the wheels planted, the seat and everything is honestly formed to their body. So like they don't move around like in their normal day chair. It's condensed to them, so it's tight. So if they fall over, they're not going to fly out.
Anybody fenced before? Yeah. Is it difficult? What's the object? Just in the chest? Maybe that's quad rugby. Oh, quad rugby, that's
Yeah. So quad rugby is less like rugby than able-bodied rugby, and kind of more like a version of more intense basketball. But to score, they use a volleyball instead of a rugby ball, and to score you have to have the ball in your lap and roll across the line. So like the end line, that's like the try zone. But it's full contact. You can ram into people, knock them off their chair. That's like your goal. So it's really intense.
Has anybody seen Murder Ball?
This is just like the trailer for Murder Ball.
Their chairs look like gladiator chairs. I'll show you one more. Has anybody played sled hockey before? No? Has anybody seen it? It's pretty cool, huh? This is one of the sports that's getting more and more popular, and I think we're going to see more and more of it. Ice rinks are tailoring to the needs of these athletes. They do that by, in the benches, they make them flush with the ice, and they need to make it a hard plastic or actual ice so that they can slide right into the benches so they can make line changes. And then the boards are clear so they can see right through. Yeah, there's sticks that picks at the end so they can move. They have 2 of them with blades on them so they can score or shoot, pass or shoot with either one. Full contact. The only rule is that you can't T-bone somebody. But other than that, you can hit. Goalies, they wear their picks. They have the ice picks on like their gloves and their blockers so they can move like that. It's pretty interesting, I think. So does anybody have any comments on the different sports and activities that, any experiences or anything to add to the group? No? Alright, so Dr. Winnick had published an article in Palestra that I found really useful and kind of motivating for all of us, because we're going into this field and it's going to be up to us to make some changes to get more activities out there for people who are in wheelchairs and every other disability, to get them involved in interscholastic sports, any other activities, to get them in recreational activities, to get them integrated into everyday sports setting, because they have the right just as much as anybody else. So this article is by Winnick, and I'm just going to kind of go over its key points and try to convince you, like how it convinced me, how we can make a difference. So pretty much this question, it's asking the question, how can we integrate these sports into high school or collegiate sports? It says that's the right of the students with disabilities to be offered the same opportunities as their peers. So a person with a disability has the same opportunity as me and you to be on a team. And this is an equal right, not an equivalent. So they don't have the equivalent right to be given the opportunity to maybe say it's phys ed class, but they also have the right to be on the team. So even though the right is equivalent, it's not equal. So their right to be equal would be to be able to try out for that team or try out for any other sports activities. Does that make sense to people?
Not just try out for like a special Olympic team.
Right.
Try out for like your team that you played
An
with.
able-bodied team. It's their right to do that. And as coaches and everybody else, we don't have the right to deny them.
There was a court case in Maryland. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. A girl wanted to run track and she was in a wheelchair and she competed in the 400 meter. And it went all the way to Supreme Court that ruled that she should be able to. She got to compete in the normal meets, but they wouldn't let her compete at states for her team. So it's still it's getting there, but it's not there yet.
So this is a political issue as well as a human rights issue as well as a physical education issue. To back it up, we got the Constitution, where it says they serve as important basis to equal opportunities for equal experiences and athletic pursuits. Federal and state laws, under the IDEA, it prohibits discrimination because of disabilities. So we can't discriminate them. They can't try out for basketball just because they have a disability. So that's like equal. Section 504, provide opportunities to receive the same benefits for extracurricular activities in the most normal, appropriate, and integrated setting. So the key is there is integrated, to get them into the most normal settings. And if we do this, it's going to benefit everybody. It's going to encourage those participants to move, to be active, to be athletic, to participate, to form friendships, bonds, to have the sense of team camaraderie, school pride. Anybody think of anything else, another benefit that this could have?
Socialization.
Socialization is huge. So does everybody understand what we're talking about? We're talking about taking individuals who may be in a wheelchair and putting them on the actual track team. And saying they compete on this team, that they score points for that team. So they may run a time, and that time may be a great time. But those points don't add to the sport, to the team points. So they're competing, but they're not competing for anything. So there's different ways that we can change this, and one of those is electronic sports. Through electronic sports, we could take their times, put them in electronic, like online, and compare them to other athletes' times. So say somebody, I don't know good times, track, but say a 100-yard dash, they run it in 5 seconds. They can put it, is that good? 12 seconds, okay. So they run it in 12 seconds. They can go put that information in the computer and compare it to somebody else that did the same event somewhere across the country or globe even. And then they can compare those times, and if they beat them, they can why not count those points? Another possibility is parallel